Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Tuesday night with the doctors. It's Dr. Andre and
Prophetess Dr.
Dr.
Pam.
Pam in the house. All right. How you all doing this evening? Uh, Thank you all for joining.
Thank you for joining.
We see the numbers are growing. Make sure you guys share. Let everyone know that the doctor's on the air. And we're going to give you some real life impacting stuff tonight. Every time you get on here with us on a Tuesday, we're going to share something with you that is life impacting. We value you all's time and the fact that you take out of your busy schedules to hook up with us on a Tuesday evening. So we're going to make sure we get you guys some really life impacting things. So in just a moment, we will jump off and get started on our session for tonight. Just want to give you all an opportunity to log on and tell your friends and share with everyone that's in your connection loop that the doctors are on the air. Let them know they don't want to miss tonight. We're going to give you guys we're going to give you guys a superpower tonight. All right. Ain't that right, Prophet?
Yeah.
We'll give you a superpower.
We're live tonight to give you some live information.
Yes.
That's going to help you live the life that you want to live.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So once again, thank you all for joining. And we're going to talk about something tonight. Now, just imagine, let me say this. If you could pick a superpower, what would it be? Now, what about this one? I thought this was an awesome superpower.
Okay.
What if you had the ability to know when you were going to make a mistake? Wow. And then you could stop it and don't do it, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? Just imagine if you had the ability to know when you were going to make a mistake before you make it and then shut the whole thing down. Just imagine how much time, energy, and money that you would have saved yourself with that one superpower. I thought that was pretty awesome. Now, if that's the superpower that you're interested in, give me a comment in the comments there. Let me see. I want to make sure you're interested in this because that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. How to know when you are about to make a mistake. Wow, awesome. All right, give me some comments on that, and then we're going to get started.
Of course, again, this is our Life Impact series, and this is designed tonight to talk to you about things that we believe impacts everybody's lives,
Yes.
so that you can have the skills and the tools you need to make it through moments in your life where you'll get an opportunity to do things in a way that'll put you on paths and get you on course to some things that you want to do and some places you want to be.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, so I got a couple comments. Somebody said, a lot of people saying that they're interested in this superpower of wanting to know when you're about to make a mistake before you make it. All right. I think like Pastor V is in on it. Yeah. All right. So now, how to know when you're going to make a mistake. What an awesome skill set to have so that you can mitigate mistakes. Mistakes are very costly. They not only costly, but they cost a lot of time and energy, and sometimes they cost relationships. And just in general, they typically cause you to have to reset and restart and redo and
clean up.
Yeah, a lot
you
of
have
stuff
to clean up,
stuff
clean
to clean
things up.
Right. And so this is a subject that all of us are familiar with, and I'm quite sure that nobody that's on here tonight, his name is Jesus, who never made a mistake. So all of us can probably relate to this subject, right?
Yes.
And so how to know when you're going to make a mistake. Now, we want to give you 7 quick things to give you an indicator so that you can check yourself when it's time to make a big decision, when you need to decide to do something. With these 7 things, you might want to write them down. You can always check and see, okay, am I about to make a mistake in advance before you do it, so that you can maybe curtail some of those moments. Number 1, you know you are about to make a mistake when you avoid counsel. When you avoid counsel.
Yes.
Wow. That's like, this is not spiritual night, but there's a scripture in the Bible that says that there's a safety in the multitude of counsel. And I started thinking about that, prophets. Watch this. If there's safety in the multitude of counsel, if you do the math, what is there in no counsel?
Right.
If there's safety in a multitude, there must be danger in no counsel.
Right.
if you do the math, the scripture's telling you that with no counsel, there's danger.
Yes.
So whenever you avoid counsel, you can 9 times out of 10, rest assured, you could possibly be getting ready to make a mistake.
One of the things that a lot of times we don't think about, but happens all around the world, every day of the world, is that most rulers and kings, princes, and people in higher authority like presidents and all those kind of people, they have counselors or advisors that help them hash out and vet out the things that they desire to do so that they can succeed in what they're doing. Well, you know, this isn't the spiritual night, but the Bible said we're kings and priests unto God. And so kings reign because of counsel.
By counsel, that's
so
right.
So you can't even reign in life if you're not apt to receiving counsel.
Right. That is so good. Well said, Prophet.
Yes.
And so, you know, what we're telling you is this. Most people live their lives without even a concept of counsel before decisions. I'm telling you, that's when you want to reconsider. So number 1, write it down, avoiding counsel. Number 2, how do you know you're about to make a mistake? When you ignore counsel. That's a little bit different dynamic. What that means is that you've sought out counsel, you've been given wisdom, and then you go against it anyway.
And you go do something else deliberately, not to do what the counsel told you to do. Well, that's kind of like that's how you make a mistake.
That's how you make mistakes.
Yeah, because you go to counsel so that you can consider someone else's perspective on what it is that you're trying to do, or else you could have not gone in the first place.
Exactly. And then a lot of times you could possibly run into a situation where you go and receive counsel or wisdom from someone, but that counsel and wisdom is not what you wanted to hear.
Right.
And therefore you don't want to do what you heard. And so you go against counsel. And when we say counsel, you know, we're not talking about you finding your closest buddy, that person that's going to enable you and tell you yes for everything you want to do. That is not counsel.
That's not counsel.
When we talk about counsel, we're talking about some wise person, someone with wisdom, knowledge, understanding, especially of spiritual matters, that will tell you the truth, no matter whether you want to hear it or not. That's what we mean by counsel.
And a lot of times counsel will offer you a different perspective on it.
Yes.
Than the way that you're looking at it.
Right.
Which that's
if you can receive it.
If you can receive it.
If you're open to receive it.
That's what you want. You want another side of it, because sometimes the view that we have is a certain way, and it could be only take us so far. But another view can show you a wider scope of what you're looking at.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing. And so I wasn't going to say this tonight, but let me say this. Most humans live their lives in a manner that there is no authoritative voice that they have lended their ear to and said, you know, I have to have a voice, of a wise voice, wiser than me, that I'm willing to listen to, just in case I'm about to make a mistake. Even if I want to do something and they tell me that I'm wrong, I am going to change my mind. Most people don't have someone in their life that they've given that kind of authority to. And that just simply means you are your own counselor. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of mistakes will be made. Avoid this at all costs. Number 3, you know you're about to make a mistake when you violate your inner witness. That simply means 9 times out of 10, when we get that gut feeling, and I know what it is, it's the Holy Spirit, but you get that inner witness that you shouldn't do what you're about to do and do it anyway. Big mistake.
You get a check.
You get that check.
Or if you married, your spouse may want to do something and you getting a check like, I can't do it. I'm not something about this. I just can't do it.
Exactly.
You need to stand your ground on that, because you could be avoiding a big mistake.
Big mistake.
You don't want to ignore that check that you get about things.
Oh, that is so good.
You don't want to ignore that.
That check, that inner witness, there's a verse in the Bible that says that inner witness, your conscience is an umpire. Let the umpire make the call. So if the umpire is saying out, then you say out. We're not going to do it. All right.
That's right.
So that's a surefire way to make a mistake, when you violate your inner witness. Now, number 4, when you don't do enough research.
Ooh, that's big.
Yeah, I tell you, man, when we like something, we want to do it. It resonates with us. A lot of times we move forward so quickly without really researching. I'm telling you now, whenever you do anything without doing major research, 9 times out of 10, you're about to make a mistake.
Yeah, because research will save you a lot of money, trouble, heartache, and pain.
Yes, it will.
If you do enough research, when you go to do it, you'll be confident that this is what you should be doing. And you can actually write out the reasons why.
Absolutely.
Because the research will reveal if this is something you should do or if it's something that you should not do.
That's right. And I'll tell you, a lot of times when we do research, we tend to look for the research that agree with what we want to do. That's not research.
That's not research.
No, we're talking about you gotta research both sides
of
the matter and make sure that you thoroughly vet all your decisions out, because I'm just telling you, man, making hasty decisions with no research, 9 times out of 10, it ends in disaster.
You know, nowadays you can look at reviews, you can look at people's reviews.
Yes,
so you shouldn't just look at all the good reviews. You should look at some of the negative reviews too. Absolutely. And weigh those things out. Don't just because you like something and you really want to do it, all you look at is all the positive reviews and you just ignore any of the other ones. That's not a well-rounded research.
Don't do it. Do not do it. All right. All right. Number 5. What we're doing, all of you all, thank y'all for joining, by the way.
Yes.
Keep giving us the comments. All right. And make sure you share, let everyone know that the doctor's on the air. And then also, whoever can't be with us tonight, make sure you share with them. Tell them you got to go listen to this.
Yes.
Because the doctors gave us a superpower. They taught us how to not make mistakes.
Yes.
All right. So we're giving you 7 things that you could check to make sure that you're not making a mistake. Number 5 is this. When you decide emotionally, almost every time you decide emotionally, you're going to make a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah.
And emotional meaning that, for example, if you married and one of you wants to do something and the other one doesn't, and you angry and upset and arguing and getting all heated and back, you need to leave that alone. You need to leave that alone. That's too much. It's too much. You're making a decision in your emotions.
Thank you for the comments.
And it's not going to turn out well, because the Bible said, how can 2 walk together except they agree? And we know the power of agreement. And so if you all in your emotions and you can't even listen objectively to somebody else's opinion about something, then you're going to make a mistake if you go ahead with that.
And that means that your emotions is too close to it. You know, a lot of times we know how to get ourselves thoroughly convinced about things. When I want to get convinced about something, I know how to get myself there, and you do too. So a lot of times we get ourselves there without all the proper research, without counsel, and we're ready to go. And then when you introduce it to that other your significant half, you know, you're surprised they don't see this thing the way that you see it. It's amazing how they don't see this, how powerful this is. You know what I mean? And so your emotions will always make you make a mistake.
Yeah.
So I used to teach my girls, you know, when they were growing up, they would be, I would tell them, sit down, calm down, let's talk. Pull all the emotions out of this. Let's weigh this. What's the purpose? Let's deal with this based on purpose. I taught them how to drag all of the emotions out of a decision and go straight to the purpose. Why am I doing this?
Why do I want to do this?
Why do I need to do this? And why am I looking at this like it's something that I just have to do? If I don't do it, am I going to fall off the face of the earth? No, you're not, right? So don't make decisions emotionally. All right. Thank y'all for the comments. Keep them coming. Now, number 6, you make mistakes. How do you know when you're about to make a mistake? When you're following people, meaning comparing. Never compare yourself under any circumstances to anybody.
Right.
You have no idea all of the behind the scenes inner workings of why someone is doing what they're doing, why they're able to do it at that particular time, what type of position they put themselves in to be able to do it. You just don't know, right?
Don't know.
And so anytime you start looking around and looking at other people's lives and look at where they are in life right now, what they were able to accomplish, you're gonna make a mistake.
Right.
You're gonna do some things, get yourself in stuff that you can't afford or stuff that you don't even really want. I mean, a lot of times I've seen people purchase stuff and do stuff that's not even really them, just because it was somebody else doing it. So, you know, whatever you do, do not follow people in that way. Don't compare yourself That's just like prophets and I. We have spiritual sons and daughters. They follow us, but they follow us in their lane, where they are in life, where their faith is. They don't try to do what we can do. Of course, we're a lot more developed in a lot of areas in faith. That's why we're teaching them how to do it, right? So they don't try to be who we are, because that would be a mistake for them, right? So people learn to follow leaders in your lane, but don't compare. Whatever you do, don't compare.
Because comparing is frustrating. You get frustrated trying to compare yourself with someone because you're always trying to measure up to where they are when they aren't your target. They aren't your goal. They aren't where you should be setting your mark. You should be setting your mark in faith, what you believe in God for, and use them as inspiration.
As inspiration. There you go.
I'm inspired by what they do or how they do it. And also where you make big mistakes when you compare yourself is when you don't think you'll ever measure up to where they are. So now you got low self-image because you don't think you'll ever measure up to where somebody else is. And so that's another danger of comparing, because you'll create issues for yourself thinking that you're never good enough, that you never measure up. And then now you got a whole nother thing you got to deal with when you shouldn't even be doing this in the first place. So that's one of the greatest mistakes that you can make when you compare.
That's right. And the way to avoid that is, look at your life, set goals, understand what you really want, what you really like, what your desires are, set goals, work towards them little by little. Make sure that you don't get yourself in no trouble just trying to keep up with anyone. It's not worth it.
No.
All right. Lastly, number 7. How do you know that you're about to make a mistake? And this is a big one. When you operate in pride, when you let pride get in your heart about anything, when you let pride direct you, guide you, let it push you, let it give you your temperament, your demeanor, your perspective, anything you get out of pride is gonna end badly. And there's a scripture that says that pride cometh before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. That simply means if you get in pride, you're finna make a mistake. So pride is one of those things that you want to avoid at all costs, because all it does is it puffs up and it magnifies all the bad, everything bad, everything wrong, everything that's not right. It just magnifies it and amplifies it.
Yeah,
that's what pride does.
And one of the key things to knowing if you're in pride or not, if you start saying stuff like, well, I should be able to do that, or I should be able to do this, or I should.
That's one of the main indicators.
I should be able to do this. Well, what are you basing it? Well, you saying you should be able to. If you're not able to, it's okay to say you're not able to, but you saying you should be able to is pride. If you're not able to. That's
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
because if you were able to, you would be doing it.
Right.
And so pride is a sneaky thing, man. A lot of times people can be in pride and not even really realize that's what it is. But I just want to warn you that pride is dangerous, because it's one of those spirits, man. Once it locks onto your life, it's really hard to let it go. So we just came to tell you tonight, make sure you check your heart, check your reasoning. One of the ways also, Providence, to stay out of pride is to always look at things soberly.
Yes.
Judge things soberly.
Yes.
Look at things soberly. Like don't get puffed up about anything about yourself. Guess what? Yeah, you're wonderful, but you're not that wonderful. Where everything about you is just so glorious and wonderful. It ain't like that, right? Don't drink the Kool-Aid and get caught up on the flavor, right? So we're trying to tell you, just be sober, be cool. Let God give you the accolades by blessing you, right? Let others give you the accolades. So remain sober. Stay out of hyper environments about you. Everything about you. Everything about me. Everything centers around me. Rest assured, when it's hyper around you, everything is intense about you, around you, about you, rest assured you are probably slipping over into pride. All right. Well, I think that was awesome, Prophets. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we said some really good things tonight.
Yeah, really good stuff, man. Listen, that's a superpower. We just gave you 7 things to check before you make decisions, to make sure that you don't make mistakes. Because as we said at the beginning of the broadcast, mistakes are costly. They cost you money, time, relationships, and everything else. So this superpower that we just gave you, you now have the ability not to make mistakes.
Yes.
That means you are a superhero.
All right.
All right. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
We love this time that we share with you guys, and make
Mhm.
sure that you join us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, man, we have an awesome teaching.
Yes, we
Awesome
do.
teaching tomorrow.
Yes, we do.
You guys are really going to love this tomorrow night because we're going to give you some powerful, powerful revelational information that's going to thrust you forward in life. All right. So God bless you guys. We love you all, and we will see you all tomorrow.
All right. Go with grace.
Go with grace.